Emily had always been one of the top workers at her company. She showed up early, stayed late, and always finished her projects on time. Even after becoming a mom, she never let her work slip. It wasn't easy balancing meetings with daycare pickups, but somehow she made it work. At just 32, Emily had already built a strong name for herself. Her ideas were smart, her reports were detailed, and her team respected her. She didn't just do her job, she went above and beyond. So when the company announced a new opening for a senior manager position, everyone thought she'd be the obvious choice. She had been working toward this for years. Late nights, missed weekends, skipped vacations, she had earned it. Emily felt hopeful as she submitted her application. The office buzzed with talk of the promotion. Some of her co-workers even whispered that it was her time. But behind the glass doors and polished smiles, there were things Emily didn't know. The higher-ups, mostly older men in suits, saw her differently. They nodded when she spoke, but didn't always listen. Some believed a woman with a child couldn't give the job her full attention. One of those people was Mr. Carter, her direct boss. He smiled during meetings and thanked her for her hard work, but deep down he had doubts, not about her skills, but about her being a mother. And that would change everything. The day the company announced the promotion was full of excitement. Emily's heart raced as she sat in the meeting room with her co-workers. She had prepared for this moment, answering questions, sharing ideas, and showing how ready she was to lead. When the email came later that afternoon, Emily held her breath, but the message wasn't what she hoped for. Instead of congratulations, there was a meeting request from Mr. Carter. In his office, Mr. Carter looked uncomfortable. He told Emily she wouldn't be getting the promotion. His words were careful, polite, but clear. "We appreciate your work, Emily, but with your family responsibilities, it's hard to see you committing fully to this role." Emily felt like the ground had dropped beneath her feet. Years of hard work, hours spent juggling work and motherhood, all dismissed with a single excuse. She tried to hold back tears. "I'm ready," she said quietly. "I've done everything required." Mr. Carter shook his head. "I'm sorry. It's not about your skills, it's about availability. This position demands full attention, and motherhood, well, that complicates things." Emily left the office feeling crushed and angry. The unfairness hit her like a wave. How could her boss think she wouldn't be dedicated just because she was a mom? Her dream was slipping away, and no one seemed to care. After that day, Emily found it hard to focus. Every task at work reminded her of what she had lost. She kept asking herself, was she really less committed because she had a child? Had her hard work meant nothing? At home, her son's laughter brought her joy, but it also made the sting worse. She loved him fiercely, but she hated that the very thing she loved was being used against her. One afternoon, Emily met her close friend, Sarah, at a small cafe. Sarah listened as Emily shared the pain and frustration. "It's not fair," Emily said, voice shaking. "They think being a mother means I can't be serious about my career." Sarah nodded. "This kind of bias is everywhere. But you're stronger than they know. Don't let them make you believe otherwise." Emily remembered the nights she stayed up late working, the mornings she rushed out with a baby bottle in hand, and the endless meetings she attended, all while caring for her family. She knew the truth, she was as committed as anyone. Even though her heart ached, she made a promise to herself, she wouldn't give up, not yet. After that day, Emily found it hard to focus. Every task at work reminded her of what she had lost. She kept asking herself, was she really less committed because she had a child? Had her hard work meant nothing? At home, her son's laughter brought her joy, but it also made the sting worse. She loved him fiercely, but she hated that the very thing she loved was being used against her. One afternoon, Emily met her close friend, Sarah, at a small cafe. Sarah listened as Emily shared the pain and frustration. "It's not fair," Emily said, voice shaking. "They think being a mother means I can't be serious about my career." Sarah nodded. "This kind of bias is everywhere. But you're stronger than they know. Don't let them make you believe otherwise." Emily remembered the nights she stayed up late working, the mornings she rushed out with a baby bottle in hand, and the endless meetings she attended, all while caring for her family. She knew the truth, she was as committed as anyone. Even though her heart ached, she made a promise to herself. She wouldn't give up. Not yet. In the weeks that followed, things at work felt different. Projects Emily had been leading suddenly went to a new colleague, Mark, a younger man with less experience. Mark had barely been at the company a year, but now he was getting all the big clients and important meetings. Emily watched quietly, her heart tightening. It was clear, Mr. Carter favored Mark. Even though Mark wasn't ready, rumors started spreading around the office. Some whispered about favoritism. Others hinted at Mr. Carter's doubts about Emily's ability to balance work and family. At home, Emily's husband David noticed her growing frustration. David was calm and thoughtful, a man who kept a low profile but carried quiet strength. He asked about the promotion, about work, about how she felt. Emily hesitated to share everything. She didn't want to cause trouble or risk her job, but deep down, she knew this wasn't just about a missed promotion. It was about respect, fairness, and the fight against deep-rooted bias. As Emily struggled with these feelings, she had no idea that things were about to change in ways no one expected. What no one at the office knew was who David really was. Quiet and unassuming at home, David led a very different life outside those walls. He wasn't just a regular man, he was a powerful lawyer with strong connections in the city. Even more than that, he was a key figure behind the scenes of the very company Emily worked for, a major stakeholder with influence few could match. David had kept this part of his life separate to protect Emily and their family from office politics and gossip. But when he heard about the unfair treatment she faced, something inside him changed. Word slowly made its way through the company about David's identity. Whispers grew louder. Mr. Carter, who had dismissed Emily so easily, suddenly realized the mistake he had made. He hadn't just passed over a hard-working employee, he had crossed someone connected to a man with real power. David didn't storm into the office or make a scene. Instead, he worked quietly behind the scenes, using his influence to demand fairness and justice for Emily. The company was forced to take a second look. After David stepped in, things at the company started to shift. The higher-ups began to notice how unfair Mr. Carter's decision had been. There were meetings, discussions, and quietly whispered talks about changing the promotion choice. Mr. Carter was called out. His excuses about Emily's motherhood no longer held up under the new attention. He had to face the truth. His bias had hurt not only Emily but the company's reputation. Slowly but surely, the company offered Emily the promotion she had earned. It wasn't just because of David's influence, but because her hard work could no longer be ignored. Emily accepted, feeling a mix of relief and cautious hope. She knew this was just one small victory in a bigger fight, one that many women faced every day. Her husband's quiet support had made a difference, but it was her strength and perseverance that had carried her through. The fight for respect, fairness, and equality wasn't over. But now, Emily had a voice that was impossible to ignore. Emily's story wasn't just about a missed promotion or a boss's mistake. It was about the struggle millions of women face when they try to balance work and motherhood. It was about the quiet battles fought every day in offices around the world. She learned that sometimes, even when it feels like the world is against you, standing strong matters. Having people who believe in you, like her husband David, can make a difference. But more than anything, it's the courage to keep going that changes the game. The company had taken a step forward, but Emily knew there was still much work to do. Bias didn't disappear overnight, but for the first time, she felt hopeful. Because change begins with voices that refuse to be silenced. And Emily's voice was just getting louder.